Invasion. It was a 21st Magic expansion, and it was released in October 2000. It was the first set in the Invasion block, and it had 350 cards in it. So today we have a tournament pack here, which is a box of 75 cards, which is roughly 3 booster packs plus a bunch of lands. As you guys might remember, tournament packs for a very long time have been the only reliable source of lands for Magic the Gathering players. And that is why it has so many cards and not so many rares. I think we are expecting to see 3 rares in this pack. So let's go ahead and open it. Invasion was immensely popular among the players. It offered a couple of really interesting strategies to play. Here we have a bunch of cards. This is some sort of a poll kind of thing you find in older Magic the Gathering boxes. So you can have your opinions sent to Wizards of the Coast. I don't think they still keep the address. This is the rules insert. Here they explain how the rules work. What are the new mechanics? Multicolored cards. So multicolored cards are really big in this set. Then Kicker was introduced here 24 years ago. Split cards, which we have seen in previous videos, have been introduced in Invasion. DV cards, yeah, this is a funky mechanic over here. Invasion Genes, I think this is a cycle. And domain cards. Domain cards are all about how many different land types you have. Alright, and here they explain how the tournament play works. Remember, this is a tournament pack, so it was supposed to be used on kind of events. You got one of these packs, and then you were pretty much playing with whatever you got from it. I have no idea why they put these inserts in between cards. I think these cards can be treated as pretty much one entity, so I'm just gonna put them together. And we're gonna take a look what are these cards here. So we start as always from the top. We have a really beautiful plains over here, an island, a swamp, a mountain, a forest. And by the way, these cards have been used in the following sets too, in pre-constructed decks. So I vividly remember some of these cards because the very first deck I had in my possession was from Apocalypse set that went third in this Invasion block. So some of the lands I vividly remember, some of them I don't. Like, for example, this forest I have never seen before. And Invasion is also one of the very small number of sets I am collecting. Wow, look at these plains. Look at these plains. Reminds me Warcraft 3 mission where for the undead, where you have to deliver Uther's caskets to somewhere. Wow, look at this. Look at this swamp. This is so cool. So as you can see, we have a bunch of lands here. So I just keep going through the lands. I think it is supposed to be like 20-ish of them here. Something like that. People would buy this. Oh, I love this one. This one. Of course I love it because it's from John Avon, obviously. That is why I like it. I think it was supposed to be pretty much the only source of the lands for the majority of people. And look at this. We have a foil. This is a foil. Ancient foil. 24 years foil. not some sort of fancy mirror, something, outer space kind of foil. This is a foil they used to be doing in year 2000. Rob Alexander, a swamp, a really beautiful land. I'm gonna put it aside here. And we got the very first rare. We expect 3 rares in this set. I don't know which are good and which are not, so I will have to check later. And of course, if it is a valuable one, you will see a price on your screens now. This is a psychic bottle. Let's take a look. Whenever a player chooses one or more targets, each player reveals top card of his or her library. The player who reveals the card with the highest converted mana cost is pretty much everything here, so your converted mana cost of this one is going to be 5. The player who reveals the card with the highest converted mana cost may change the target or targets. If 2 or more cards are tied for the highest cost, the target or target remains unchanged. Okay, and this is an enchantment, so this thing happens every single time. Wow, this is a very cool card, actually. All right. Ooh, another rare. I think they probably placed them together. Sabertooth Nishoba. This is a creature beast. I think today he would be considered some sort of a cat warrior or something, but apparently it's a creature beast. It is, as you can see, white-green. And this is one of those themes of this set, multicolor cards. So Invasion is all about, I think it's light colors. The Plane Shift is also probably about light colors. And the Apocalypse, the third one in the block, is about enemy colors. Trample, protection from blue, protection from red. Yeah, you see, so he has protection from blue and red because he is white and green. And he is 5/5. Wow, this is a really cool card. Again, I have no idea if it's expensive or not. And the third one, Alabaster Leech. Wow, this looks scary. White spells you play cost 1 white mana more to play. And he is 1 white mana cost. So I guess this card is supposed to be used in the beginning. I don't think it's particularly valuable, because I cannot imagine really good uses. So this is probably only valuable in the beginning of the game. Yeah, Alabaster Leech, really nice art. Heroes Reunion. Now we are in the uncommon territory. Target player gains 7 life. This is white-green. Wow, okay. Gaining life is all about white and green. And this is what we get here. This is an uncommon, I guess, because of the number of life you get for just 2 mana. Orberg Emissary, Kicker. So this is the first card we see with a Kicker. Kicker was a new mechanic for this set. What does it do? You can pay additional 1 and blue mana, and if we pay the Kicker, then you can return target permanent to its owner hand. So not only do you have a 3/1 body on the battlefield, you also can do some sort of boomerang another creature or your own creature to the owner's hand. And as you can see, the card is black, but the Kicker price is blue. Very, very cool. Pledge of Loyalty. Enchanted creature has protection from the colors of permanents you control. This effect does not remove Pledge of Loyalty. A really nice art. Dromar's Attendant. Artifact creature Golem. 5 mana. It's quite expensive. And then you can do this. You can sacrifice this card, pay 1 mana, and add white, blue, and black to your mana pool. Why the heck would you do that? You may ask. Because it's already expensive here. You have to pay even more to sacrifice it. But it is important for mana fixing, because in this set, you have multicolor cards that really care about a lot of different mana colors. So you might easily have a card which uses all mana colors, so 5 of them. And this card allows you to cover 3. So if you're playing, for example, red and green, you may still use this artifact and get the rest of them to pay a card. We are not gonna see it in this tournament pack because we already have seen all the rares here, but there are some rares that really care about all 5 mana colors. So this is a mana fix golem pretty much. Anybody can play it. Chaotic Strike. Play Chaotic Strike only during combat after blockers are declared. This is interesting. Instant condition. Choose target creature, flip a coin. If you win the flip, that creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Draw a card. Yeah, so this is one of those cards where you're supposed to flip a coin. Later, down the road, they would introduce cards where you're supposed to use dice. But this was already a little bit wonky because it basically boils down to some random result. So Chaotic Strike, an uncommon. Sleeper's Robe. Really scary thing. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and or black creatures. Whenever enchanted creature deals combat damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. Wow, nice. So a card draw from blue and unblockability by anything rather than black creatures from black. Really nice enchantment. Hate Weaver. Creature wizard. 2 mana. Target blue or red creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So you see, this is another kind of multicolor thing. The card itself is black, but it cares about blue or red creatures. Very interesting. Ruham Djinn. So this is one of those djinns they mentioned in this insert. I think this is a cycle of djinns, so probably every single color has a djinn of their own. And remember, it's 350 cards here, so they have multiple cycles in the set. First Strike, which is slightly unusual for a white card, 5/5 body, and it gets -2/-2 as long as white is the most common color among all permanents, or is tied for the most common. Aha! So this card cares about other colors in your deck. So it's gonna be just 3/3 for 6 mana if you don't have any other colors. So you are kind of nudged to have more colors. Lightning Dart. Really beautiful art here. Lightning Dart deals 1 damage to target creature if the creature is white or blue. Lightning Dart deals 4 damage to it instead. Okay, enemy colors here. Here we go. Cinder Shades, another multicolor card, and you can basically buff it every single turn. For 1 black mana, Cinder Shade gets +1/+1 until end of turn. For 1 red mana, you can sacrifice in Cinder Shade. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature. Okay, so you buff it with black first multiple times, because you don't have to tap it or anything. You can just use however many black lands you have, and then you can just blast some sort of creature with this card using a red mana and sacrificing it. Interesting. So this is a presumably big game killer. And I think now we are in the territory of commons. Whip Silk, which you can return to owner's hand for 1 green mana. And it can block flying creatures. Very handy enchantments. Yeah, enchant creature. So it says enchant creature. These days it would say enchant creature aura or enchantment aura or something like that. Hypnotic Clouds, kicker 4. Target player discards a card from his or her hands. If you pay the kicker cost, the player discards 3 cards. So you always want to pay the kicker. Really funny art. Ardent Soldier, Kicker 2. Attacking doesn't cause Ardent Soldier to tap, so this is pretty much what is called Vigilance these days. If you pay the kicker cost, Ardent Soldier come into play with +1/+1 counter on it. Nice. Savage Offensive, another kicker. And now the kicker is green, even though the card is red. Creatures you control gain first strike until end of turn. If you pay the kicker cost, they get +1/+1 until the end of turn. Really nice. Phantasmal Terrain. Really love the art. As Phantasmal Terrain comes into play, choose a basic land type. Enchanted land is a land of the chosen type. So this is another mana fixer in the blue color. Wandering Stream. Sorcery, you gain 2 life for each basic land type among the lands you control. So basic land types are pretty much the 5 colors of mana. You can have up to 10 life if you control all 5. It is very uncommon to control all 5 of them, but if you fix some of them with other land types, with this card for example, you can get more life with this card. Orim's Touch, Kicker 1. Prevent next 2 damage that would be dealt to target creature or player this turn. If you pay the kicker cost, prevent the next 4 damage. Yeah, classic. Banalish Lancer, Kicker. So every single card has a kicker here, apparently. I don't know why, but maybe we have more. Yeah, maybe we have more. Yeah, without kicker. Further on, it has +1/+1 counters, 2 of them. And if you play the kicker, and you have to have green for that. Hooded Kavoo. So we are finally seeing the very first Kavoo that were introduced in this set. These are creatures, funny looking creatures like that. I think they are some kind of beasts that are kind of important for the plot, maybe, I'm not sure. But for some reason they are called Kavoo instead of just a beast. And this Kavoo, obviously, is supposed to be played on red-black, and it can't be blocked this turn except by artifact creatures and or black creatures if you pay black mana. So unblockable Kavoo, pretty much. Llanowar Knights, white-green, protection from black, nothing fancy. Fertile Grounds, I know this card. The very first card we bumped into in this set that I had in the very first deck ever I was a proud owner of. It was called Pandemonium deck from Apocalypse set, and it had a bunch of cards from Invasion, and this very card was there. So this very card is pretty much also used for fixing mana. Enchant land, whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, its controller adds 1 mana of any color to his or her mana pool. So basically it allows you to use the enchanted land for any color of magic. Phyrexian Reaper. Yes, of course, I forgot to mention that this set is all about everybody on Dominaria united against Yawgmoth and the Phyrexians, and that is why we have Phyrexians here. Creature zombie, destroy that creature, can't be regenerated. Ooh, by a green creature. Okay, it only destroys green creatures, and it is expensive, so this is anti-green card, pretty much. Shivan Zombie, Barbarian Zombie, protection from whites, obviously, this thing. I think this is the same kind of vibe or cycle as Llanowar Knights. So you see both of them are 2/2, and they have protection from enemy color, pretty much. So yeah, okay, I'm just gonna put them here. Maniacal Rage, enchant creature, +2/+2, can't block. Of course, it's rage. First fancy lands in our tournament pack. Geothermal Crevice. Comes into play tapped, can add 1 red mana, or you can sacrifice it and tap it and add black and green mana to your mana pool. Wow, very interesting. Opt. Look at the top card of your library. You may put that card on the bottom of your library. Draw a card. Okay, so you can get the next card pretty much. Or you can get the next card that you have seen from the top of your library, or you can take the card you haven't seen. Interesting. Lanavar Cavalry, creature soldier, again, green, white. Attacking doesn't cause Lanavar Cavalry to tap this turn. If you pay additional white mana, they become vigilant for 1 turn. Phyrexian Battlefly is another card I have seen before, but I don't remember if it was in my deck or not. By the way, my deck was 5 colors. We will open it in one of the following videos, so stay tuned. Creature, insect, flying, Phyrexian Battleflies get +1/+0 until end of turn. This ability may be played no more than twice each turn. Okay, they specify that you cannot play it more than twice. Dismantling Blow, a white card with a blue kicker. Destroy target artifact enchantment. If you pay the kicker cost, draw 2 cards. Okay, so the blue kicker allows you to draw cards. Viashino Grappler gains trample until end of turn if you have green. Vedalian Serpents, kicker 2. Vedalian Serpent can't attack unless defending player controls an island. If you pay the kicker cost, Vedalian Serpent comes into play with 4 +1/+1 counters on it. Wow, okay. The kicker is fairly cheap, so most of the time you're gonna have it as 6/6. Ancient Spring, another fancy land. Ancient Spring comes into play tapped. You tap it for 1 blue mana, or you tap it and sacrifice it to get 1 white and 1 black mana. So a second land. Recover. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hands. Draw a card. Interesting. Classic black card. Shackles. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature doesn't untap during its controller untap step. Return shackles to the zone. Okay, so you basically can prevent somebody from attacking you. Thunderscape Apprentice. Wizards. Target player loses 1 life. Target creature gets +1/+1. Okay, so this is also handy in multicolor deck. Exclude. Counter target spell. Draw a card. So it is slightly more expensive than a counter spell or a boomerang, but you can still draw a card, and yeah, that is kind of thing. Quarian Elves. This is another card that was in the Pandemonium deck, and that is why I know it very well. When they come into play, you have to choose a color, and then you can tap them either for green mana or for the chosen color mana. Phyrexian Slayer, creature minion with flying. Whenever Phyrexian Slayer becomes blocked by a white creature, destroy this creature, can't be regenerated. Benalish Trapper, tap target creature. So this is something that allows you to tap target creatures. So you can basically get rid of fancy creatures trying to attack you. Tribal Flames, another card from the Pandemonium deck from Apocalypse set. Tribal Flames deal X damage to target creature or player, where X the number of basic land types among the lands you control. So that is why you want to have as many lands as possible, and that is what Pandemonium deck was all about. So you could have up to 5 of the basic land types, so you could deal 5 damage just for 2 mana. Very, very handy. Tower Drake, flying, 2/1, gets +0/+1 until end of turn, so you can buff it, and you can use it for blocking really heavy creatures that have flying. And Thornscape Apprentice, creature wizard, tap target creature gains first strike until end of turn, depending on what exactly are you playing it with. And also green, white, or green, red, or green, white, red, so you could easily build decks that are 3 colors in this particular set. So let's take a look at what we got. We got one foil card, which is a black swamp. Old kind of foiling, really beautiful. I really like this card. We also got two other lands, which are not basic lands, which is an Ancient Spring and Geothermal Crevice, which are a cycle of lands in this set, allowing you to get different colors of mana, and these are common lands. We got part of a cycle of 2/2 creatures, Llanowar Knight, Shivan Zombie. Moving forwards, we got 3 rare cards, Alabaster Leech, Sabertooth Nishoba, and Psychic Battle. Very, very funny looking cards. And of course, the most interesting of them is this one, Sabertooth Nishoba, because it's a multicolor kind of card. Again, I will check how much do they cost nowadays, because I have very vague idea if they are any good or not. I suspect they are not particularly valuable. And yeah, so we got 3 rares. I think we got 10 uncommons. The rest of them was a bunch of commons. And we got exactly 30 lands here. So that is why they say that these tournament packs are pretty much 3 boosters, because it has 3 rares, number of uncommons, and a bunch of commons. Final thoughts, a really cool tournament pack. I have another one. We will see if I will open it anytime soon. Really enjoyable set. I think it's fairly interesting that they nudge you to play multicolor decks specifically. And to the best of my knowledge, the decks, pre-constructed decks in this set were all about multicolor too. I might have some of them, we shall see, I'm not entirely sure, but if I do, we might open them in one of the following videos. Let me know in the comment section below, what do you think of this set? How do you think it aged? It has been exactly 24 years since it was released. Did you play it? Have you heard about that? And what do you think in general of these cards? If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to get notifications about the following videos. And that will be all for today, my friends. Max is out. Take care. Bye.